This is WeatherScope.
Get out the galoshes and the windshield wipers, get them ready. It promises to be a wet Friday morning rush hour from the nation's capital northward into New England. Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us here at WeatherScope. I'm Warren Madden.
I'm Jeff Morrow. Rainy weather is definitely the focus tonight. We've got rain on both coasts, but most of the heavy rain is in the east. Case in point, we'll show you Atlanta, Georgia, where the rain came in this morning. These shots were taken pretty much after the heaviest rain had already gone and moved toward the east into the southeast, but a half-inch of rain fell around Atlanta, but it stayed rather cloudy and a little on the chilly side. Temperatures got stuck in the 40s during the course of the day, little misty, little drizzly, and it's probably not really going to clear up around Atlanta until we get this storm out of the way, and that could be another day or two because this is a slow mover. We talk about cutoffs in the atmosphere. And when we say that, no, that's not the jeans that you used to like cut and have a pair of cutoff jeans. No, no, no. What we're talking about here is a system in the atmosphere, a low pressure area that is cut off from the main jet stream flow. Usually these things get propelled right along. Not the case with these. They kind of get left behind by the main flow. In this case, the main jet is up in Canada, and this has kind of been left behind. And until we get something dropping into the western or central areas of the country and kicking this out of the way, it's just going to sit here and spin, and the moisture is just going to keep wrapping around it, and that's exactly what's happening. Let's go radar by radar up the East Coast. There's some of the rain which has been slowly moving east along I-10 out of Tallahassee, and eventually we'll get toward Jacksonville and Ocala overnight. Raining up around Valdosta, and as we head farther to the north and east, just southeast of Macon, traveling on I-16 toward Savannah or south along I-75. It's going to be a wet time of it. Looks like some embedded heavier downpours, maybe some thunder and lightning there. Light rain across the Palmetto State. Then you get up here into parts of North Carolina. Some locally heavy showers, particularly this area as it's moving up through the Shenandoah Valley and the Greenbrier Valley. That is some of the heaviest rain going right now. Watch out, by the way, not so much overnight tonight, but definitely late during the day tomorrow and tomorrow night in the North Carolina mountains. There might be some heavy wet snow at the highest elevations. But the rest of this is all rain. High to the north, developing low off the east coast. That's going to spell a lot of wind along the New England coast anyway, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Wanted to show you how the rain has kind of fallen apart here from near Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, up through the Cleveland area. But here's the heaviest slug of rain, and we can even see that a little bit better here. As this moisture is banking up against the Laurel Highlands and on up into some of the mountains of northeast West Virginia, that is where your heaviest rain is going to continue to fall. Just now starting to make its way into Pittsburgh, raining at Allegheny County Airport and the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport as well. Pennsylvania Turnpike going to be a mess tonight. Also over toward Philly, rain starting to move up north of York, Pennsylvania, up toward Harrisburg. I mentioned the gusty winds along the northeast coast. Gale warnings up again as our wind comes directly out of the east. It's going to be that way probably right in through much of the weekend. In fact, there are high wind watches up in the southeast parts of Massachusetts. We'll have live updates from that part of the country starting tomorrow. Right now, though, let's get a live update on the west with Warren.
And the story on the western United States is that we've seen rain along especially the Pacific Northwest coast down into California. One place that has seen the rain is Seattle, where clouds and stubborn drizzle blurred the skyline today. Cold front moving through the region, very slow to move through, and it spread light rain from Washington all the way down into central California. And it was on the cool side along the shores of Puget Sound as well, only getting into the 50s for your day here on your Thursday. The front still in place, not moving very quickly here. You can see it here, a little bit of a wave along it. Low pressure here, southeastern, southwestern Oregon, bringing some heavier rain. We'll look at our radars here momentarily. But as you can see by our map, once you move away from the west coast into the Great Basin and the Four Corners area, dry and not all that cloudy either. You can see not much in the way of clouds here in the Four Corners area, but certainly with our moisture moving in off the Pacific, our front, that has produced clouds anywhere from California north into Washington and even over into Idaho. Still seeing some rain across both Washington and Oregon this evening. Still some scattered showers around Seattle, although they're not showing up on radar all that well. Same can be said of Portland. Portland and heading up the gorge into Troutdale. You're seeing some rain at the present time. And remember I said there was that little wave along the front, that little low pressure area? We'll take a look at Medford. See the darker greens in southwestern Oregon? That's the influence of that little bit of low pressure. Farther to the south, we see some of the cold front producing rain here into the Central Valley and heading up into the Sierra Nevada. Actually, the area around Blue Canyon reporting thunder showers over the last couple of hours. Nothing much happening right now around San Francisco Bay, although Oakland a little earlier was reporting a little light rain. 60 degrees right now in San Francisco. 54 at Reno as that rain heads in your general direction. 54 in Medford, and right now a pleasant 73 degrees in Phoenix. Time for our nightly El Nino focus, and with the details, here is Jeff.
Each year, the hurricane season is affected by many different factors. Does this year's El Nino play a role in the 1997 hurricane season? It depends on the region. It has influenced the Atlantic hurricane season somewhat, but not as much as some people would think. The average Atlantic season results in 9 or 10 named storms, 6 of those becoming hurricanes. This year, 7 named storms have formed. 3 of the 7 are hurricanes, and 1 a major hurricane. In an average year, we would expect 2 major hurricanes, but the season doesn't end until November 30th. The effect of El Nino on the eastern Pacific hurricane season is less clear-cut. The average season consists of 16 named storms, with 9 of those hurricanes. At this time, we've had 16 named storms and 8 hurricanes. But the category which is above average, major hurricanes.
So ordinarily, on an average year, we look for about 4 major hurricanes. This year, we've already